This sucks to say, but I'm not proud of the business that I created. And it's taken 2 years and a wonderful design company to make me realize it. Today, you're going to hear the moment that it all clicked. This is Session in Progress. On the last episode with our friends Ross, Lauren and Andreas from Studio White Noise, the reason for our chat at that time back in January was to help me and maybe you understand what it means to have a brand, the power of a considered one, and to pressure test mine from your pocket. As you're going to hear in this episode, we crumble like a chocolate bar. This conversation was recorded on the 17th of January, and here's me telling the three founders of Studio White Noise one of the biggest flaws with branding of my company. Matt Poole, one of my best mates the other day, introduced me to his manager who was working with us on a podcast project and said, Angus is from In Your Pocket. And I get In Your Pocket a fair bit. So if From Your Pocket isn't cutting through with my friends who follow my pages and know my journey, then maybe the brand equity isn't at a point that it's that strong.
So to kind of just pause there for a second and try connect the dots for you in terms of what we do as opposed to choosing colours and brands.
Sure.
So essentially what you've said to us to date is, or in this session is, you're a small team, you're building, you don't have a lot of time on your hands, and obviously you don't because you're building a company. So essentially what this is telling us is that your brand, its execution, your social media, your website, wherever you decide to promote the brand, needs to very clearly articulate what you do so it saves you 20% of that explanation. So when people call you, they already know what you offer and go, hey, I'm thinking about a branded podcast, as opposed to then you having to do the sell.
Definitely.
So this is where that brand strategy piece comes into play, which is if we can get this mix right, the brand is already selling you, you're just closing the deal. Today, moving forward, what is your vision for From Your Pocket?
From Your Pocket to become the place to record podcasts, a badge of pride as a creator or business that you used us and that you've worked with us. And then we make the podcast record the favorite part of people's week through our hospitality and ease of service, and we exceed expectations. So I don't want podcasts to be a business or something people are doing because they want to make a podcast. I want it to be like the best part of their week. It should be like you're catching up with a mate and whatever the topic is. And we just provide the hospitality around that. Whatever they need to facilitate that, I want it to be a great experience coming in. Like I wanted people to look forward to like, oh shit, it's podcast day.
Through comments, through feedback. So what does your current audience think and feel about your From Your Pocket brand?
Not a lot. And this is, but here's a bit of vulnerability for you. I'm not conveying how I make our clients feel about working with us and the work we make for them through our brand or website. It needs testimonials, stronger landing page, simplified booking process, and better SEO for keyword searching. Here's a bit. I'm also scared to open up our company to more and wider work. I feel we need to get our studio ready and more permanent to be able to deliver one of the biggest strengths of our business, and that's going to be being consistent. I am not allowing us to be for anyone to feel anything about us as it stands. The clients that we work with feel a way about us, but as an open letter to the internet, I'm not allowing us to show emotion or give you a feeling yet.
Okay.
Because I don't think I've encapsulated what that is, ready for somebody to come in and take it.
You're still in your cocoon, Angus. Is that what it is?
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Turn me into a butterfly.
I can get it.
Yeah.
How do you think they perceive your competitors currently?
Oh, how do they consider? I think people are looking for what we provide. I don't think people understand what we provide. Yeah. So we have people who come to our studio who have tried other studios in Melbourne and are like, oh shit, like I wish I knew about you at the start, and I haven't allowed us to be seen.
Yes. Okay.
I haven't focused on paid ads. I haven't focused on, SEO enough to allow us to be in that top search file where people go podcast production Melbourne or podcast studio Melbourne, and we're there. So yeah, once people come in the door, we hold on to them.
Final question. So what would the industry miss if From Your Pocket didn't exist?
I would simply hope the people we've worked with have felt lucky that they had the experience to do so. And I want to feel proud about the business. I'm proud about what we do. I don't know if I'm super proud about how we do it at the moment. Like, as in, like, we don't have our solidified studio that I thought we would. There's some things that I don't think we're missing key components, which we're obviously working on. But at the moment, I think the shyness of releasing this brand as it currently is out to the world comes from the fact of I have high expectations of the brand that I'm creating, and I don't want someone to see low expectations. even though I'm like, hey, with the promise of, but come back in 6 months because we're getting better. No. And, the clients that we work with, which is a really cool fact, I only realized this over the Christmas break, is we have every single one of our clients has continued to work with us. We've got season 2 out of every single client. We're on a season 3 of our first ever client. And I think that's a real testament to what we're doing. So I know we're doing it right, but I want to be able to do more volume by fixing the workflow, which is stuff like studio, non-setting up, and also roles, which we're still learning. But yeah, I am proud of what we create. I'm not sure how I feel about the brand. The conversation, which you've just heard 10 minutes of over the past 2 episodes, was 90 minutes in length. We discussed roles in the business, competitor analysis, broke down my website's incoherence and its mixed messaging, and much, much more. The light seemed to start dimming brighter in the room. It started to make sense what optimal branding for a podcasting company could look like. And that's when it all hit me. It's time to be proud of what I'm creating. And after that session, I emailed Ross, Lauren, and Andreas. And I simply typed, do you think I could do a rebrand? Their reply, would you be okay to leave From Your Pocket behind? On the next episode of Session in Progress. We're going to divert from the potential rebrand, and we're getting that studio that we desperately need. It's a custom space built by our co-working home, The Commons, and designed by Scarlett Freeman of Soho House. I can't wait to show you the plans and designs. We're dropping episodes every Wednesday, where you can listen everywhere you get your podcasts, or you can watch it on our new LinkedIn page called Session in Progress. Hit up our Instagram reel of this episode, which is now live, and leave the answer to this question. Would you be sad to see From Your Pocket gone?